All right, so are you ready to dive in? Because today we are looking at healthy lifestyle. 5 keys to a longer life.
Okay, bring it on.
Okay, so this source claims that we can add over a decade
Wow.
to our lives
Mhm.
just by changing our habits,
Right.
not our genes.
That's pretty amazing.
Pretty wild, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to unpack all the details
Okay.
from diet myths to the surprising link between happiness
Hey.
and how long we live.
Okay, well, I'm ready.
Okay, so first up is food.
Of course, got to start with food.
Right.
Yeah.
This source recommends a pretty familiar mix.
Okay.
You know, whole grains, lean protein,
Basics.
fruits, veggies, healthy fats.
Right.
And it tells us to, cut back on processed meats, sugar, and unhealthy fats.
Yeah.
But then it gets into some trendy diets like keto
Yes.
and veganism.
Mhm.
What stood out to you there?
Well, I think what's interesting is the source points to a potential link between
yeah.
vegan diets and longer lifespans.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's fascinating because vegan diets
Yeah.
tend to be lower in saturated fat and cholesterol
Uh-huh.
while being higher in fiber and antioxidants,
Right.
all of which can benefit heart health and reduce the risk of chronic diseases.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So it makes you wonder if it's the absence of certain things
Right.
or the abundance of others
Hmm.
that contributes the most to a longer life.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
The source also mentions people turning to keto
Yes.
for managing diabetes, hypertension, even migraines.
It's very interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, the potential benefits of keto are intriguing,
Uh-huh.
but it's not a one-size-fits-all solution.
Right.
This source stresses the importance of safety and medical supervision,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
especially for those with pre-existing conditions.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good reminder that what works for one person might not work for another.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
The source also briefly touches on gluten-free diets. It seems like finding a sustainable and balanced eating pattern that works for you is key,
Absolutely.
whether that's vegan, keto, gluten-free, or something else entirely.
Yeah, I think that's the most important takeaway from all this.
Totally.
Like you said, what works for one person doesn't work for everyone.
Absolutely. So now let's move on to a topic that often sparks debate.
Okay, let's hear it.
Breakfast.
Oh, yeah.
This source really emphasizes consistent morning calorie intake.
Okay. Interesting.
Why is that so important?
Well, this is where metabolic health comes into play.
Okay.
The source highlights a link between fluctuating morning calorie intake
Mm-hmm.
and a larger waist size, which in turn increases the risk of metabolic syndrome.
So what exactly is metabolic syndrome?
Okay.
So why should we care about it?
Metabolic syndrome is essentially a cluster of conditions:
Okay.
high blood pressure,
Uh-huh.
high blood sugar,
Right.
excess belly fat,
Okay.
and abnormal cholesterol levels.
Wow. That's a lot.
It is. And all of that together increases the risk of serious health problems,
Okay.
like heart disease, stroke, and type 2 diabetes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So in essence, consistent calorie intake in the mornings
Yeah,
could help us keep those risks in check.
exactly. It's all about maintaining balance.
That's a compelling reason to rethink skipping breakfast.
I think so.
Me too. Speaking of staying active,
Okay.
the source debunks some common exercise myths.
Let's hear them.
It claims that you can't target fat loss in specific areas,
What?
meaning those endless crunches won't guarantee six-pack abs.
Oh, man. All those crunches for nothing.
I know.
Wow. This is a good reminder
Yeah.
that spot reduction is a myth.
Totally.
Yeah.
The source also emphasizes that exercising just twice a week might not be enough to maintain fitness levels,
Right.
particularly muscular strength.
Especially strength.
We actually lose a significant amount of strength if we're inactive for more than 3 days.
That's right.
So consistency is crucial
Yes. Use it or lose it.
for reaping the full benefits of exercise.
For sure.
So we need to challenge our bodies regularly.
Absolutely.
Another myth that the source tackles
Okay.
is the calorie burn for walking versus jogging.
Oh, interesting.
It claims you burn the same amount of calories
Really?
walking a mile as you do jogging a mile.
How is that possible?
I know,
Yeah.
right? So while jogging is more intense and gets you there faster,
Yeah.
the total energy expenditure
Right.
for covering the same distance
Mm-hmm.
is surprisingly similar.
Wow. So whether you prefer a leisurely walk
Yeah,
or a faster jog,
right.
the key is to find a way to move your body
Yeah.
that you enjoy and can stick with.
Mm,
What matters is getting your heart rate up and staying active.
that's such a good point.
Yeah.
I'm curious about the claim that 15 minutes of intense daily exercise can add years to our lives.
Oh, yeah.
Is that something you've come across in your own research?
Absolutely.
Really?
Yeah. Numerous studies support the profound impact of exercise on longevity.
Interesting.
In fact, the source states that for every extra 15 minutes of intense exercise,
Wow.
you could reduce your risk of early death by about 5%.
Seriously?
Yeah. This is because exercise strengthens your cardiovascular system,
Ah.
boosts your immune system,
Okay.
improves insulin sensitivity,
Yeah.
and even enhances brain function.
Wow.
It's truly a fountain of youth.
Okay, I'm ready to lace up my sneakers right now.
Me too. Let's go.
But before we get all pumped up,
Right.
let's shift gears and talk about the feel-good factor.
Okay.
Happiness.
Oh, I like this topic.
This source claims that happier people actually tend to live longer.
Interesting.
It's almost like our mindset can impact our lifespan.
Wow.
So it's an intriguing concept.
It is.
The source highlights research showing a 4% decrease in premature death among happier individuals. And some studies suggest that happiness could potentially increase lifespan by up to 20%.
Wow. That's pretty significant.
It really is.
Yeah,
It makes you think about the power of a positive outlook.
it really does.
But the source also makes a crucial distinction between perceived health and actual well-being.
Right, because just because someone feels healthy
Yeah,
doesn't mean they're free from underlying health issues.
that's so true.
Yeah, it emphasizes the importance of regular checkups and screenings, regardless of how you feel.
That's a good reminder to not just rely on how we feel, but to back it up with data.
Exactly.
Now, the source links happiness to things like
Okay,
sleep
of course.
and screen time,
Yeah.
which, it feels like common sense,
Right.
but can you elaborate on the science behind it?
Well, getting enough sleep is crucial
Uh.
for both happiness and reducing the risk of chronic diseases.
Right.
Chronic sleep deprivation, on the other hand,
Mm-hmm.
can lead to weight gain, high blood pressure,
Mm-hmm.
and even increase your risk of heart attack and diabetes.
Wow.
As for screen time,
Okay.
excessive use is often associated with
Yeah.
increased depression and a less fulfilling life.
Mm.
So it's all about finding a balance.
So logging off and getting some quality shut-eye
Yeah,
could be the key to a longer, happier life.
very well could be.
Now let's move on to a topic that's often difficult to discuss.
Okay,
Smoking.
right.
We all know it's harmful,
All right.
but the source really drives home the point.
How so?
It states that smoking can rob you of nearly a decade of life.
Wow,
It's a stark reminder of the real cost of this habit.
that's true.
But what I find encouraging
Yeah,
is that the source emphasizes that it's never too late to quit.
that's good.
Even quitting in your 60s can add 4 years to your lifespan.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow, that's encouraging.
it's a powerful message of hope.
It is.
It's never too late to make a positive change.
I agree.
But the consequences of smoking go beyond personal health, right?
That's right.
Absolutely. So smoking can cause genetic damage.
Yes.
That can be passed down to children.
Uh-huh.
And even if a child isn't directly exposed to smoke in the womb, secondhand smoke exposure after birth carries its own set of risks.
Exactly.
It's a reminder that our choices impact not only ourselves,
right.
but also future generations.
I think that's a really important point.
It is. It's a sobering thought.
It is.
Now, for our final key area,
Okay.
alcohol.
Ooh, this is a tricky one.
This one's always tricky because of all the conflicting information out there.
Yeah.
What's the source's take on this?
Well, the source acknowledges
Yeah.
the detrimental effects of heavy drinking,
Mm-hmm.
linking it to a range of serious health problems,
Right.
from liver damage and cardiovascular issues
Uh-huh.
to pancreatic problems and an increased risk of early death.
Wow.
It's not a risk worth taking,
No, definitely not.
but it also presents an intriguing paradox.
Okay.
Responsible drinking,
Mm-hmm.
in moderation,
Mm-hmm.
might actually have some health benefits.
Wait, really?
I know, right?
That goes against everything we've always heard.
It seems that way. But the source mentions a study that links moderate wine consumption,
Okay.
specifically red wine,
Mm-hmm.
to a lower risk of heart disease,
Interesting.
diabetes,
Huh.
neurological issues,
Okay.
and certain metabolic conditions.
So is it suggesting that we should all start drinking red wine every night?
Oh, no, not at all.
Okay.
It's important to emphasize that these potential benefits are associated with moderate consumption.
Right.
The source clearly outlines recommended limits.
Okay.
No more than 2 units per day for women with a weekly limit of 7 units,
Okay.
and no more than 4 units per day for men with a weekly limit of 15.
Got it.
And it makes it clear that if you don't currently drink,
Yeah.
There's no need to start.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It sounds like it's all about being mindful and making informed choices
Right.
based on your individual health goals.
Absolutely.
Now, the source doesn't just focus on those 5 key areas.
Okay.
It also throws in some bonus tips for longevity.
Oh, wow. What are those?
What were some of those?
Yeah. So the force emphasizes the importance of mental challenges.
Interesting.
It suggests that keeping your mind active and engaged
Right.
through activities like puzzles, learning new skills, or even engaging in stimulating conversations
Right.
can help protect against cognitive decline and maintain brain function.
Makes sense.
It makes sense that challenging our minds could keep us sharper as we age.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah, and the source also highlights the value of social connections.
Oh, that's huge.
It is huge.
Yeah.
Studies have shown that people with strong social ties tend to live longer and healthier lives.
Really? That's so interesting.
It is. It makes you wonder if it's the emotional support,
Yeah.
the sense of belonging, or perhaps a combination of factors
Right.
that contributes to this phenomenon.
It's fascinating to think about how all of these elements,
Yes.
diet, exercise, mindset, social connections, and even how we challenge ourselves mentally,
Yeah.
can work together to shape our lifespan.
Yeah.
It really is incredible how interconnected it all is.
It really is. And the source doesn't stop there.
Oh, there's more.
It also touches on the importance of preventative care,
Of course.
such as regular dental, vision, and hearing checkups.
Right.
It specifically highlights the link between
Okay.
poor oral health
Yes.
and a range of systemic health risks.
That's interesting. I've heard about the connection between gum disease and heart disease,
Yeah, me too.
but I didn't realize it could impact so many aspects of our health.
It's truly remarkable.
It is.
Oral health isn't just about a bright smile.
Right.
It's a window into our overall well-being.
It is a great indicator.
This deep dive has been incredibly eye-opening so far.
Yes, it has.
We've explored the 5 key areas for a longer life,
Right.
busted some common myths, and even uncovered some surprising links between seemingly unrelated aspects of our lives.
Very cool.
I'm already feeling inspired to make some positive changes.
I agree.
We've covered a lot of ground,
Yeah.
but there's still more to uncover.
Oh, awesome.
So stay tuned for part 2 of our deep dive,
I'm ready.
where we'll explore practical strategies for incorporating these insights into our daily lives.
Okay, I can't wait.
We'll be back soon.
Looking forward to it.
Welcome back. I'm still kind of buzzing from all the fascinating insights we uncovered in part 1 of our deep dive.
Lots to think about.
I know. So much to think about.
Yeah.
Into healthy lifestyle. 5 keys to a longer life. I'm especially curious to explore the practical side of things.
Okay.
We talked about the benefits of 15 minutes of intense daily exercise, but what does that actually look like?
Well, the beauty of intense exercise is its adaptability.
Yeah.
You know, it's not about spending hours at the gym,
Yeah.
but about making the most of your time. Think high-intensity interval training, or HIIT, where you alternate between bursts of vigorous exercise and short recovery periods.
Okay.
For example, you could try sprinting for 30 seconds, resting for 15 seconds,
Wow.
and repeating that cycle for 10 to 15 minutes.
Okay, so it's about pushing your limits in short bursts rather than slogging through long workouts.
Exactly. And the source emphasizes that you don't have to cram it all into one session.
Okay.
You can spread it out throughout the day.
Got it.
Maybe try a quick 5-minute HIIT routine in the morning, a brisk walk during your lunch break,
Okay.
and then some stair climbing in the evening.
Mhm.
The key is to find ways to incorporate movement into your daily routine
Yeah.
in a way that feels manageable and sustainable.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Now let's circle back to the happiness factor.
Okay.
The source suggests that happier people tend to live longer.
Right.
But what about those who struggle with negativity or have a predisposition to mental health conditions?
Yeah.
Can we really just choose to be happy?
It's a great question. I think it's crucial to acknowledge that mental health is a complex issue influenced by a multitude of factors.
Sure.
Genetics, life experiences, and even brain chemistry.
Yeah.
While a positive mindset can contribute to overall well-being, it's not about dismissing or minimizing the struggles people face.
So it's not as simple as just flipping a switch and deciding to be happy.
I wish it were that easy, but unfortunately, no.
Right.
It's about seeking support
Yeah.
through therapy, medication, or other coping mechanisms
Mm-hmm.
to effectively manage those challenges.
Right.
And it's about recognizing that happiness is a journey, not a destination.
I love that.
It's about cultivating practices that bring joy and meaning to our lives.
Yeah.
Whether that's spending time with loved ones, pursuing hobbies, or connecting with nature.
Right.
It's about finding what truly nourishes our souls.
It's a beautiful reminder that happiness is an ongoing process of self-discovery and growth.
I think so.
Now let's shift gears and revisit the topic of alcohol.
Oh.
We've discussed the potential benefits of moderate wine consumption,
Right.
but the source doesn't shy away from the dangers of excessive drinking.
Definitely not.
Can you elaborate on that?
Of course. While some studies suggest potential benefits associated with moderate wine consumption, it's crucial to acknowledge the full spectrum of alcohol's effects on health.
Sure.
Heavy drinking undeniably increases the risk of serious health problems, liver disease, heart disease,
Oh, wow.
pancreatic cancer, and even brain damage.
It's a lot.
It's not a risk worth taking.
And it's not just about the physical health risks. Alcohol abuse can also have a ripple effect impacting relationships,
Absolutely.
finances, and even leading to legal issues. The consequences can be devastating.
They can be. It's essential to be aware of the potential risks and to make informed choices about alcohol consumption.
Yeah.
If you choose to drink, do so responsibly and within those recommended limits. And if you find yourself struggling with alcohol abuse, don't hesitate to seek help.
Yeah.
There are countless resources available to support you on your journey to recovery.
Thank you for emphasizing that. The source also stresses the importance of mental challenges
Yes.
and social connections for longevity. What does that look like in practice?
Keeping our minds sharp and engaged as we age is crucial. Think of it like exercising a muscle.
Right.
The source suggests activities like puzzles, learning new skills,
Hmm.
or even simply engaging in stimulating conversations.
Right.
These activities can help protect against cognitive decline and keep our brains firing on all cylinders.
It's about finding ways to challenge ourselves mentally and keep learning throughout our lives.
Exactly.
Oh.
And social connections play a vital role in longevity, too.
Okay.
Studies have shown that people with strong social ties tend to live longer, healthier lives.
Really?
It makes you wonder if it's the emotional support, the sense of belonging, or perhaps a combination of factors that contributes to this increased lifespan.
It's amazing how interconnected all of these elements are. Diet, exercise, mental well-being,
It really is.
social connections. The source paints a picture of a holistic approach to health and longevity.
And speaking of holistic health, the source also emphasizes the importance of preventive care,
Okay.
such as regular dental vision and hearing checkups. It highlights the connection between poor oral health and a range of systemic health risks.
I remember learning that gum disease can increase the risk of heart disease and stroke.
It's incredible how seemingly isolated aspects of our health can impact our overall well-being. Oral health isn't just about aesthetics. It's about taking care of our entire bodies.
It's a good reminder to pay attention to all aspects of our health and not neglect those seemingly minor checkups.
Absolutely. Preventive care is about taking a proactive approach to health and addressing potential issues before they escalate.
Right.
It's about investing in our long-term well-being.
This deep dive has been so insightful.
It has been.
We've explored those 5 key areas for a longer life, debunked some common myths, and uncovered the fascinating connections between seemingly unrelated aspects of our health.
Yeah, we have.
But there's still more to discuss. Are you ready to delve into the final part of our deep dive?
Absolutely. I'm eager to explore the source's concluding thoughts on discipline consistency and the keys to putting all of these insights into practice.
Let's do it. Stay tuned for the final part of our deep dive into healthy lifestyle, 5 keys to a longer life, where we'll uncover the secrets to turning knowledge into action. Welcome back to the final part of our deep dive into healthy lifestyle, 5 keys to a longer life.
I'm ready for the final stretch.
Me too. It's been a really fascinating journey, hasn't it?
It really has.
We've covered so much ground, from diet and exercise myths to the surprising connections between happiness, social connections, and even oral health.
Right, and it all seems to tie together somehow.
I know. What are your biggest takeaways from this deep dive?
Well, I think for me, the most powerful message is that
Yeah.
while genetics play a role,
Mm-hmm.
our lifestyle choices have profound impact
Right.
on how long and how well we live.
It's about taking ownership of our health and making conscious decisions that support our well-being.
Absolutely.
It's empowering to realize we have more control than we might think.
It really is.
But the source doesn't suggest making drastic changes overnight, right?
No, you're absolutely right. The source emphasizes the importance of discipline and consistency.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not about striving for perfection. It's about finding what works for you.
Right.
and incorporating healthy habits into your daily life in a way that feels sustainable.
So small, sustainable changes over time are the real key to longevity.
Exactly. It's not about following a rigid set of rules,
Okay.
but about making gradual shifts in your diet, finding enjoyable ways to move your body,
Right.
cultivating a positive mindset, and avoiding harmful habits like smoking and excessive drinking.
Yeah.
It's about finding a balance that feels right for you.
And it's about prioritizing preventive care and staying proactive about our health.
Absolutely. It's about taking a holistic approach to well-being, recognizing that all these elements, diet, exercise, mindset, social connections,
Right.
and even preventive care, are interconnected. They all contribute to the bigger picture of a longer, healthier life.
This deep dive has been incredibly insightful and inspiring. I feel motivated to take charge of my own health and longevity, but I'm curious, what's the one piece of advice you would give our listeners based on this source?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
I think the source's emphasis on discipline and consistency is key.
Yeah.
So my advice would be to ask yourself,
Okay.
what's one small, sustainable change you can commit to today to start your journey toward a longer, healthier life?
That's good.
It could be adding an extra serving of vegetables to your dinner,
Okay.
taking a 15-minute walk during your lunch break,
Right.
or simply making a conscious effort to be more mindful and present.
I love that. Every small step counts, and those small steps can lead to significant changes over time. It's about progress, not perfection.
Exactly. Start small, be consistent, and celebrate your successes along the way. You'll be amazed at how much you can achieve when you focus on those small, sustainable changes.
Well, thank you for joining us on this deep dive into healthy lifestyle, 5 keys to a longer life.
It was my pleasure.
It's been a pleasure exploring these fascinating insights with you.
Likewise. And remember, knowledge is power. Now it's time to take what you've learned and apply it to your own life. Here's to a longer, healthier, and more fulfilling future for all of us.
Cheers to that. We'll see you next time.